Hello there and welcome to the stream. This is part 3 of our ongoing journey to finish Dungeon Master on the Amiga. Now off stream I cheated a little bit. I went back to the beginning and I started the game again and brought us to the same point as we were on the last stream, but this time using only magic for the torches to train up the two spellcasters in the party as an attempt to bring them some more experience. I doubt it helps very much, but I've left the game basically exactly the way it was. I don't think you can call it cheating. It's basically just replaying the game the third time. So now I've played the game 3 times to get to this point. At least all of the bits that are required. It wasn't necessarily so much fun as perhaps necessary. I've already completed all of the bits and I didn't go any further in the game, so we're basically in exactly the same. No, I didn't kill him as such, but the party is exactly the same, all the members are the same. We're in exactly the same position, all the puzzles are exactly the same. The only difference is that instead of using the torches, I used the full spell to cast a light, which gained me a little bit more experience and allowed me to keep the torches. Otherwise we are basically in the same position as we were. I was a little bit worried that we had we would eventually run out of food and that our spell level and the level of the spellcasters in the party perhaps were not all that great, because we hadn't really been casting any spells. Did I cure Donald? No, that's a different game. That's an IRL game. We don't do that here. We focus on things that happen outside of IRL. Let's jump into the game here. There's no particular reason to wait. I assume you can still hear the background music and the little music there is in the game should also be audible. I should maybe tune this down just a little bit here. Other than that, I think we're actually good. Let's see if we can get moving here. Yes, we can. Now, where we left the game, we had gotten 1 key out of the at least 4, and I think it's actually closer to 6 that we need. There are multiple doors here. I can see at least 2 of them, but there are more. Yeah, you've basically been a cheerleader on Twitter and everywhere. I think you deserve the badge. You've been here enough as well. I will eventually run out of these badges and I want to give them to the people that were here at the start. Let's see. This was the creature cavern. This is the only one that we have actually completed. This was a fairly simple affair. All we had to do was kill the monsters. Now, this is the room of the gem. We've already been in here, but we weren't able to figure out exactly how to get out of it. So, I'm fairly certain that there is a secret door here somewhere. And that we just need to find it. So let's just do this the most boring way possible. We'll accidentally close the pit here. We will simply go on every door and try hitting it. To see if there's a secret behind it. I am sure that on one of these walls there is a secret button. There must be a solution to this puzzle. Yeah, there is a certain lack of older people on Twitch. Now, one of the problems that we had and that we sort of still have is the fact that kept running out of light. At least now we are able to magically cast the light. We were at the end of last stream, I could spot that we were definitely going to run into problems with that because we were almost out of light. So even though the light spell is a wizard spell, I've trained both of the magical casters, both the priest and the wizard, in casting this spell. Here it is. Here is the button in plain sight. You simply hadn't spotted it before. There's a single drumstick here and a gem. So that's nice. So we can at least move on with this. That's 2 keys out of at least the 4 that we need. Potentially more. I'm not sure how many we actually do need. Let's insert the gem here, which will open the door. Yeah, that's the I kind of like that part about spacing these a little bit apart. You get a little break from the games and you get a chance to figure out some of the puzzles. I opened up the Deja Vu game again on Monday and we pretty much finished it in 2 hours after spending quite a bit of time giving most of the puzzles some thought. Now we have a helmet here, which I assume goes here. And then we have... No, we had actually already figured out most of the puzzles in the game. But it was just a matter of piecing the rest together and doing it in the correct order. And that eventually turned out just fine. Now... time is of the essence, so there's a guy here rolling around. Let's reverse this. Not sure how he came to be still alive. He certainly was. Yeah, I suppose he could do that, but sort of destroys the fun half the fun is in not being able to easily complete these puzzles. Now this is the matrix. That's particularly annoying, so if we can skip it, that would be great. I think this is another of these puzzles that cast your influence, cast your might. I have an idea here. I want to try the spell for opening the door here. There was a hint in the last stream that said that Soul would open some doors, and I've tried it on every door so far and it doesn't work, so I want to try it here. It does work, but we still have this pit. There is no obvious way to... Now, the hint here is cast your influence, which is what sort of gave me the clue. Because when I was reading through the spells as I was casting all the spells on the redo, I noticed that the soul sign is one of the elemental influence spells, so that would be cast your influence. And then it says cast your might. So what does that mean? How do we cast our might? Do we try a combat spell? We have one, which is Des Wen, which is the poison cloud. We could try it. Des Wen. Can't cast it. Try it again. Sometimes it works on the second try. We were able to cast it and we gained a visiting level, but it did nothing. There is obviously something back there we can't see. See here. There's a pressure plate there. You can sort of see it if you squint. There's a plate here which is hard to see in the light that we had. Impossible in fact, but you can see it with a torch. Let's try throwing something here. Yeah, that's the solution. That's the solution to this puzzle. Yeah, there is the pressure pad. Okay, that wasn't actually all that hard. There's a single silver coin here. And a loaf of bread that we will just eat. I wonder if we can leave any item instead of the coin. I suppose that we could leave a piece of food here and then take it on the way back. This door requires another coin. Or potentially we could use the coin that we took here. And yes, that worked fine. Goes down. Let's pick up the stars. Whoa. Hello there. Thankfully I could hear him approaching. Left behind a piece of cheese, which we'll eat right now. Another arrow come in handy. Some more of these. Try to fight all of them from range if we can. We don't want to get hit. Some more of these rock dudes. Let's save the game now. Getting hit by them is fairly nasty. Yeah, I'm the same way. If I'm completely stuck, then I will go to some sort of walkthrough. Doesn't really help to be completely stuck for weeks on some game. Let's cast some more light here so we see what we're doing. Or swap the weapons here. I am worried about our stamina. This takes quite a bit away. Save again. Oh, there is a way to create a stamina potion, which is basically to cast Ya into a bottle, slowly waiting until we run out of water so I can drink up some of the water I saved. That's another thing I became very concerned with, was that we would run out of water. We were already in a pretty dire situation regarding that on the last stream, because there is hardly any water so far on this level. So I really wanted to use the flasks that we had found along the way to collect water with them, which I did. That was bad. Don't want to take this damage. Let's load in the game again. When they do manage to hit, which is rare, it's quite a bit of damage. It's like half of the character's health or so. They don't really have a lot of fighting capability, but they are very well armored when they're in this state as they are in now. It takes a long time to beat them down. We've managed some good blows. Oh, that's a bonus. One of them is dead now. We've not managed to land nearly as many blows on the other one. Let's save anyway. Our problem here is that we very quickly run out of stamina, so at some point we will need some sort of stamina boost. I'm hoping he comes to the middle now when he moves the next time, or at least on this side, because he's easier to chop up from this side. We have the axe here. That was a good blow. Let's save. Down he goes. See if we found any pebbles, but not seemingly. But yes, we at least found this one. Now we can only fit 4 here. Doubt putting them here does anything, but at least now we have 5 stones, which is useful for ranged combat. We have 3 arrows. We have 3 of the throwing stars, 2 knives, and 5 stones. Swap here again. Wand here on the floor. Which I have no idea what actually does. I also still have no idea what this mirror does. That's one of the things that we need to figure out. That was one of the puzzles. There's a chest here. See what's in it. Lots and lots of coins. And one of these magical boxes. We found a silver coin and 3 gold ones. Oh, copper ones, okay. Now, I assume that we are going to need to insert these coins. Before we do that, let's eat something. And we'll also save the game in case this is a net minus. I assume it's not. I assume we need to do this. Let's put the coins in there. I assume we will take all of them. Not the silver one, no. Possibly not the correct combination. Let's try this again. This is why we save. Now, this opened up, but when did it open up? As soon as we put 1 coin in. There's a button here or something. There's definitely a button here in the wall, but I'm unsure what it actually does. It opens up something over here. Here is another key. And some other stuff. Some goodies, some leather pants. Already have 4 of these. Can we use this mirror on any of these items? No, we cannot. It's somewhat difficult not being able to see what's actually inside. What's the actual armor class value of some of these? I need some additional light here. Some food here as well. Let's just eat it right away. Well, this running around is making us hungry. Actually, plenty of food here. Tired cheese. So, try to be good with the eating here. I want to run down the water a little bit more before we move on. I'll take some of this away here because he's getting quite heavy. At least we have the key now, which is good. So we then have 3 of these keys. That leaves the mystery with the looking glass. If we decide to skip the matrix and also skip the grab this slice here again. Potentially we have to leave this behind if we decide to also skip the endurance test. We never really figured out. Let's see, where was the... This is the vault. This is the chambers of the Guardian. This is where we found the looking glass. Wonder what it is that we need to do with that. I'm just gonna take a piece of mirror here and where did the mirror go? Did we throw it in the door? Actually we did. Yeah, it came out on the other side here. It's obviously supposed to be applied to the wall because if you click the wall while carrying it, there's something here that you couldn't see before. Put the sling back here immediately. Got lucky now by we got sort of cornered here. We managed to escape through through sheer dumb luck and some speedy fighting. We were almost out of ranged weapons, and they were close enough to do us harm. Hello there, Sypho. Thanks for the raid, dude. Welcome, people from Sypho's channel. If you don't know me, I'm Sigurbjörn. This is my retro hangout, and here we play old adventure and RPG games. Right now, Dungeon Master on the Amiga. Thanks for the follow, Arni the Viking og Góðkvöldið. Thanks for the follow, Ororanem, and thanks for the follow, Lucas Rainford. We are on the 3rd floor here in the dungeon, finding our way through the puzzles that we left after the stream last week. What was the cockroach bag again? I had found it. I have forgotten what it is. I'm not a huge fan of the band. I just thought this particular song was somewhat fitting. We find it. Glenn Burtnick is the guy behind this song. You want to YouTube him and go listen to his stuff. There was a guy here on the stream, Glenn Burtnick, B-U-R-T-N-I-K. Never heard of the guy, but there was a guy on the stream a few weeks back that was wondering about the Cockroach Band as well. I looked it up for him, but I had forgotten. Now, we finally figured out this puzzle here. It's possible that this eye had always been here, but I didn't see it. I think it's Glenn Burtnick like this. And all we had to do was all we had to basically do was use the looking glass on this eye to gain access to this secret part here. Oh, this is a leather jerkin. It's most definitely better than this, so replace it. Now we have 4 keys. My question now remains, how many is it that we actually need to get through? We still have 2 of the puzzles left. The Matrix puzzle and the Time is of the Essence puzzle. Somewhat attempted to try to solve this one. It says hit and run, and it was suggested on the stream a week ago we should just run down the hallway after pressing the button. So I'm going to try that, and yes, it does open something. It does close again. I guess we need to be really quick here with a hit and run. If we made it this time around, it does require some running. Now we are locked in here. Hopefully not for good. The pressure plate here, which probably closes this pit. Let's leave this jacket here. Apparently it does not. Okay, this opens a teleport. It's possible that the teleport... Yeah, that's the way this works. The teleport takes the jacket somewhere where it closes the pit. Okay, it takes it here. Fine. There's another pit over here, which is not controlled by this one at least. Okay, this is another one of these hit and runs. This button closes the pit, but only for a few seconds. So what we will have to do is gonna risk saving the game and being sure that we can get out. There is only one save, so if we screw this up, we have to start from the scratch. We made it. Let's cast a light spell here. We are running out of light. Sometimes very hard to spot if there is something on the wall. Extra arrow comes in handy. Okay, so he's more famous than would appear. Hey there, Gleeser. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the subscription, dude. You are subscriber number 3. So you get to have the founder badge next to your name forever. Yeah, it's very welcome, dude. I don't expect it, but of course it's appreciated. Let's see. Now we are littering the dungeon with these endless clubs because the blue guys, they leave their clubs behind, and there is a limit as to how many of them we can realistically carry around. Don't really need them at this point. We have better ranged weapons, but we have lost a throwing star here somewhere. Here's one rock that we left behind, and here's the throwing star. Now the Nappy is getting very tired here. Let's have him drink some water, and let's see if we can cast the stamina spell into the flask. That was the Ya spell. Hey, thanks for the subscription, Sypho. It's most welcome, dude. That's very appreciated. You get to be a founder as well. Oh, thank you, Gleaser, for gifting a sub to Sypho. That's very kind of you, dude. Very kind of you. Let's see here. Let's try this again. The funny thing with these spells is that even if it says he needs more practice, they sometimes eventually work anyway if you try them often enough, but that does not seem to be the case here. Let's have Dennis cast his spell. It worked. This improved the situation a little bit. He gained some of his stamina. So, to cast more light. And he's also going to have to eat some food here. He's running out of food. Yeah, that's basically how you improve every skill. So after the stream last week, I figured we were pretty screwed with the leveling of the spells. So I went back to the beginning and I stopped using the torches and I cast a light spell to level up. So you basically need to constantly be using the characters. And it's actually, I read a short document on how to get ahead in the game, and it states fairly clearly that it's a good idea. Before I started that, I read a short document. One of the things that they talked about was that you were better off reincarnating the characters. There are two options basically when you pick the characters in the game. You can either resurrect them, which means that they are resurrected with their current skills and levels, or you can reincarnate them, which means that they're basically born again but without the skills. And that is a much better long-term option because they level up pretty quickly, and they also get better statistics than they would if you were simply to resurrect them. Now, problems I've had in the game and that I haven't been able to figure out how to solve is that as of right now, for example, I have no way of knowing whether this piece of clothing is better than the leather pants that he's currently using, because I really can't see anywhere what armor class the character has. At least I haven't been able to see it. Perhaps it's possible using magic, but I don't know the spell yet. And I will simply have to trust that these pants that I found here are potentially better than what I had. They probably are, but I have no way of really knowing. Of course, with something like the helmet there, it's obviously better to have a helmet than not, so we will give the helmet to Layla. The party members are ordered here, and funnily enough, the order that they are in here is basically the order they were reincarnated in, but this is the actual fighting order of the party. So if you want to swap them and move the spellcaster to the front, you will need to do so here, but the order here will not change. There are some pretty weird things about the UI. Another weird thing is that all of the spells are just these ruins, and cast the spells you basically need to spell out the ruins and then utter them out, and eventually, like with anything else, you will gain experience and be able to move on. Okay, this button seems to remove this pit pretty long, so gives us a chance to move back. This button also seems to have fixed all of the other traps, so we are now able to get back again. We will save at this point. This was fairly successful. Now the only puzzle that remains is the matrix puzzle. Now this puzzle is a bit of a pain. What it basically does is there are multiple points here where we are rotated and turned around, so it's difficult to orientate ourselves. And there is probably a secret door somewhere if you look long enough. There's a little food here. Now I could potentially skip some of these, but I'm fairly certain we get some decent items for completing this, so it's probably wise to try to continue. We have a few items here that we could randomly leave behind. Let's see what happens if we step forward. There isn't any rotation here. There's an arrow there. Okay, that marks this direction. Let's put a torch here. And there's an arrow here and a torch there. Let's put these pans here. When we step forward now, we can see which way we came in. We'll have to do something like this. I attempted this puzzle on the last stream as well. We'll have to do something like this to figure this out. It's fairly difficult to now there was an obvious rotation, and now at least we know the way back. So let's leave something in this direction. We'll make that another torch, and leave something in this direction. We will make it another arrow. We can still see the cloth here, so we don't need another one here. So we need more light, however. It's a mistake. Here we go. Okay. There's an arrow on the left and there's a torch on the right. Now I can't see the cloth anymore, so I will leave another piece of clothing if I have it on me here somewhere. Yeah, I do. We will obviously turn it around. Okay, so this is this way. Again, we will leave a torch here. We will leave another arrow here. Oh, this is forward. You can still see the cloth, that's good. We weren't rotated. No, we were not. I can still see the arrow here. So I will leave another piece of clothing right here. There's a piece of cheese in this direction. Now we're at the bottom here. We need to start looking for buttons, something to open up. Let's take this cheese and eat it. Now yeah, that's stuck in the middle with you. Yeah, it's kind of like this. If we stick to the plan, we will leave a torch on this side, which will tell us where the center is. We can pick these up on the way back. can still see the torch, so that's good. There's nothing here in any case. So if we leave another arrow here, we'll be able to see that. We obviously got turned around. Oh, here is the button. Now, what did it actually open? Potentially it opened up this area here in front of us. Yeah, essentially you could map this using a pen and paper, and I think many people have done that. Yeah. But if you're very smart about it, you can sort of do it the way I'm doing it now. It just takes a little longer. I'm not going to manually map this game. It would take forever. I did that with the first game in the Might and Magic series. Doesn't have any auto mapping at all. So this is a falchion and this is a saber. I assume this is a better weapon. I basically did that in Excel, and the dungeon is I think it's at least 10 levels. So I think it's actually more, and we are on floor number 3. Yeah, that's basically what people do these days, Akmavin. They have an automapper in the PC, and which runs DOSBox or ScumVM within it, and will then pick up the map as you go along and automatically map the game for you. So that is basically what people do, but that requires us to basically play the game under DOS, which for this game somewhat ruins the experience, because this is an Atari ST or Amiga game in my experience. Now we found something called a fine rope, which I will assume is a better piece of cloth than what we currently have. Cheating. Hello there, Longshanks, welcome to the stream. I'm good, I hope you're well as well. Cheating, perhaps not. It's just a matter of how much time you want to spend playing the game. Obviously you could spend an entirety playing this game and never really get anywhere. At some point I will have to stop collecting these endless bits of and pieces of cloth here, but for now we can keep collecting them. It's sort of handy to have these bits to put around when you need to mark places in the game. Are you a gamer? Do you have a real life? Choose your fate? Yeah, I suppose that's one way of looking at it. Let's see. Pick up all of these items I left behind here. Try not to get lost while doing so. We have to find our way back out of this maze. We do get rotated here. I think it's, yeah. This becomes more difficult now. We need to find some of the things that we left behind. Okay, that helped. We are here now. Yeah, have a nice evening, Typho, and sleep well. Thanks again for the raid, dude. It's much appreciated. Enjoy your gifts up. Spread my emotes around if you can. See, I think we've picked up everything. We have 5 arrows and all of our clothes back. Yeah, and now we have 6 keys. We will definitely never need more than 6. We've solved all of the puzzles. Let's eat something here. Running. Getting pretty hungry again. We have plenty of food. There's fruit in some of the chests that I have with us as well. So we can afford to stay pretty well fed. Not forever, obviously. Now, most common way to die in these old RPGs is simply dying of starvation. If you face the monsters and you aren't using ranged combat and you take a lot of damage, then eventually you will, of course, you will rest, and at the start of the game will provide you with plenty of food, and as you go along, the food resources, they dry up, so you eventually run out of food and just starve. Probably the most common way to die. Well, this is what we came all this way for. We took all of these keys, gain access to this room here. I'm fairly sure this is an altar, and there is another one on the first floor where you start the game. It has the Y symbol, which is the vitality symbol. And in the first one we found a scroll that said new life for old bones. I suppose if a member of the party is killed, we can place his bones here and revive him. This is a way to bring him back. Yeah, it says so on the wall here, why altar of rebirth. Now, there are some more flasks here. The spell Des EU weakens non-material beings. Okay. That's potentially very useful. Let's write down that spell. We already had the Des Ven spell, which is another combat spell. But apparently Des EU is also a weakening spell. Yeah. Des EU. So sort of want to, since we have many empty flasks now, I want to try recreating the stamina spell, which is just the Ya spell. There we go. We might have created let's try it out here on himself, and it does work. Now it does bring him more stamina, so bottoms up. Let's drink for more stamina. There are more torches here on the wall. I might leave them. There's no particular need to carry them around like this. We might as well leave them here. I don't know how many of them we will need in later parts of the game. We were sort of running out at one point, so yeah, it's basically an energy drink. the Middle Ages version of the Red Bull. We don't have any vodka on us, at least not that I know of. Now, we've already used up 4 keys now. There are 2 left, we found 6 of them. And there is another door here. Potentially we needed at least 5 of them. There is a door down here. Okay, so there's the staircase down to the 4th floor is here. So essentially, we did not need per se the final key, but you can still use it and probably gain a bonus. Now these rock-like monsters are a bit difficult. They can't really be killed with ranged weapons, and they're quite slow, but they deal out quite a bit of damage when they do manage to hit you. I think we're basically just throwing over them. I don't think we're actually hitting them with anything, but I'm trying anyway. So what we have to do to kill them is sneak up on them like this and just chop at them. Try to stay away so they don't rise up and attack us. So if they do, they deal out quite a bit of damage. My way for fighting them has basically been to run away and save. We had a bit of a weapon upgrade with this new sword here, this saber. We can now seemingly do more damage. We just gained a fighter level. We are leveling up now with fighting these monsters. We need more light. Yet more light. One of the tricks of saving the food in the game is to trying very hard not to rest. So not taking any damage and trying to be sparing with the magic so you don't have to rest to recuperate the mana. It might be, it's at least a rock part, perhaps not the lobster part. And there aren't 52 of them, but we've been lucky now when they've risen up. They haven't hit us yet, so they've done very little damage to us. Yeah, they're quite difficult. The thing is that they mostly take damage just when they are getting ready to rise up to fight you. You manage to land a blow. When that is not the case, it basically you take very little damage, maybe 2 or 3 damage points. They seem to have quite a few. Oh, this does take quite a while. They are doing a little bit of damage to us, but not a great deal. I think we will take it if we get out of this with just minor damage. Down they go, and they leave these boulders behind, and occasionally these small rocks, which we can use for the sling. Bring them along. It's good to have something to throw. And I'm I'm highly doubtful that the throwing things at them actually does anything. It seems to just go over them. It might... Another empty flask here. Slowly finding them. And something called an Akiton, a male Akiton. I assume this is a... This has a better armor class than the ones that we're currently wearing, but again, I have no way of actually verifying that, which would be kind of nice. I'm carrying too much here. Drink some water here from this pouch. There is definitely some sort of identify spell, we just haven't found it yet. There are these scrolls spread all over the dungeon, which we eventually do find. Now, I'm wondering which of these is the least burdened. This is the least burdened character. Try not to overburden anybody. There's a tiny switch down there that you can barely see, but it's there. You can hear monsters coming from somewhere. Yeah. Now these, very much unlike some of the others, run fairly quickly. It is a good thing to have plenty of rocks. Been able to do quite a bit of damage here. When you do well, they tend to run away, which makes beating them quite a bit easier. Basically, hit them in the back. Yeah, they are the clubbing sort of guys. Perhaps they just want to be part of a night at the Roxbury. Might be misunderstood. See, pick up some of these rocks here. One of the things in the game is that the floor is gray, and so many of the items in the game are also gray, so it's quite hard to see some of them. See, we left a rock behind here somewhere. We have plenty of them. Perhaps it's fine to just continue without it. just a bigger boulder here. Here's one more. Here's the final one. So we found all of them. All of the arrows as well. Let's see. Without fail, if you have more than like 5 viewers, these follow bots come in. Now this is a sword opposed to a saber as opposed to a falchion. I wonder if this is a better or worse weapon. Very difficult to say. Simply have to try it. We find some additional food, which is very welcome. 2 of these drumsticks. Now I think we are mostly done with this level. Here's the final items. And we are at the stairway down to the next floor. Now what I'm going to do now is could be considered cheating, but I don't care. I'm going to exit out of the game and take a copy of the save disk. It's 0. This is an Icelandic workbench, Akmafinn. Of course it's an Icelandic workbench. What would it be if not Icelandic? This is one of the very few operating systems that were ever translated into Icelandic. The only version of Windows that was ever translated into Icelandic was Windows 98, but other than that, it's just MacOS and Amigos that were translated. Make a copy here of the disk. And the second disk, which is basically the save disk, and go back into the game. That's the light marble image from the Magic Workbench set. It's possible that WHD load won't load without restarting. It's actually, I find this fairly common with WHD load that you have to reset. Yeah, it's close enough, Akmafinn. Save a copy of the game disk. It's not completely correct, but it's close enough. Google Translate is your friend. I have this locale that was made here. I think it was actually Richard Allen that did the translation. He was at the Commodore dealership when the Was after coming into the dealership when it was translated. I think it was actually translated back in 2.1 when the locale option became available, and it was then updated a little bit for Workbench 3. And it's decently well done. And I have quite a few of the other locale files as well. I did some translations myself for mostly some internet programs. I did it for AWeb and AMI FTP and a few others as well. So there were a couple of internet programs that were Voodoo, the mailer program, and some others that were actually translated into Icelandic as well. We're back. Yeah, that's one of the things that happens, and when I run across a phone now that has been translated into Icelandic, I basically have to remember the correct order of the menu items, because most of the Icelandic words for various things on a mobile phone, they make absolutely no sense to me, so it's worse to have it in Icelandic than it would be to have it in English. Yeah, then first the Trin, the Amiga 500 teaching disc. It's here somewhere. I don't know if my copy actually works, but it is somewhere in the list of discs that I have here. Now the wall said, prepare to meet your doom. I'm sure we will meet our doom at some point. And cast more light here. I'm fairly sure this shelf is here for a purpose. We're supposed to leave something in this shelf. Let's just do that anyway and come back to it. There's another one of these lovely stone monsters here. Let's try out our new sword, see how it does. At least got a hit with the sword. Bit better than the axe. I suppose that's also just luck based. I'm able to cast a more powerful version of the light spell now. The first ruin in each spell is the amount of power that you put into it. So at the start you can only cast at the lowest amount of power. Of course, if you gain experience, you will then probably be able to cast at the full power. And then the rest of the spell dictates what exactly it is that the spell does. Yeah, that's always best when you can... how much power do you want to apply to it? Yes. We are running out of space to run away from this guy. Took quite a bit of damage. Probably wise to not save, which is what I did. Never mind. Let's kill this guy quickly and then rest. Have to eventually it does go down. Did take a little damage. Hold on. We will actually rest here for once, recuperate some of our hit points and some of our stamina as well. Doing pretty good now. Let's save. Yeah. I did that basically by returning all the way back Akmavin and playing the game again, casting only the torch all the time. So I spent some time getting there. I figured after the last stream that we did that I would definitely run out of these torches. So I redid that part again. This is weird. Very weird. I'm fairly sure something fits into this, but unsure what exactly. There's another shelf on this side as well. We are lucky enough to find a pouch here full of water. There is very little water down here in this dungeon. We haven't seen water since the second floor, basically. Now we have another of these axes. They are actually quite useful. So now we have basically a decently good melee weapon for all of the characters. Don't let a closed door stop you, says the sign on the wall. It's one of these doors that you can just chop down.
Uh-oh.
These grates in the floor, they do appear to be decorative and not actually serve any function. At least we will assume so for now. Sort of a reminder that we are on the 4th floor. There's a tiny button here on the floor that you can barely see. This is potentially one of those cases where it's good to have something on you, but how would we... What do we need to leave there? Potentially something pretty big. If it needs to be big enough to cover this, there seems to be very little that we're actually holding which does that. Let's try the spell, the door opening spell. There is something quite nasty on the other side of this door as well, something we haven't seen before. I'm sure they're glad to see us. What was the spell that opens the door? Let's give that a try here. Does nothing, at least not at the lowest strength. Can't cast it higher at the moment. No. Okay. So if we do open this door and let these monsters out here, can we trap them in the door? Potentially we can, and then get into the door. Throw everything we can at them. They move pretty slowly. We got backed up into a corner here, which is potentially very bad. Should have had a better exit strategy here. Let's restore the save and not let ourselves get backed into the corner. It's a good idea to remember how we are going to escape. Let's see. Let's wait for them here. Yeah, that's how we lure them out. We're running out of ranged weapons to shoot them with. And, we do still have some things on us that we can throw at them. And we'll do that until we run out of them. These do move fairly quickly, so sort of wondering why we're poisoned. That is very bad news. Okay, we can't afford to get hit. Let's go back. We have nothing to cure the poison with. We have potentially have something to slow it down, but nothing to cure it with. So that basically means we can't get hit. Yeah. That's bad news. Let's we'll have to try to fight them from range if at all possible. They are poisonous, yes. Come here, so I can start killing you. Potentially, what I could do. Sort of wondering if we can throw this through the door. Probably not. Come here already. Yeah, there they are. Almost made the same mistake again here. We have to be somewhere where we can basically run around them. Let's save it right now. Yeah, it doesn't with the ranged combat, but it does do so with the the normal one. When you're standing next to them, it does let you know they move much more quickly than the monsters that we have been fighting so far. we have to do now is we have to retreat down this again and pick up the pieces on the way and throw it at them. Of course, we are running out of light now. Don't appear to be particularly bright. Now they're running away from us, making this a little bit easier. Come on, Dennis, cast some light here so we can see what we're doing. What else do we have that we can throw? At least they seem to be able to take a lot of damage. Which way will you move? Here? Okay, we'll go back here. They do move very quickly. I'm not convinced that the ranged attacks are doing much of anything with them. This was bad. We didn't get poisoned. We were lucky. Won't necessarily get this lucky again. One of them goes down. The other one remains. This is basically the way to fight them. It's just a matter of patience. But it is difficult. Eventually they do go down. Let's see if we can cast decently powerful spell. Now they leave behind some food, which is welcome. We were sort of running out of food, and they leave behind some gold as well, which is also welcome. Should potentially save here. Apparently they are very nutritious, and even if they're poisonous, they're not poisonous if you eat them, apparently. It's kind of like the fermented shark that we eat here in Iceland, one of the weird dishes that are still celebrated here. And it's a fairly old technique. to ferment a shark in the ground for a pretty long time. And basically bury it and ferment it in the ground, and then you can eat it after some time has passed. You sort of wonder who figured that out originally. And the shark would kill you, but if you buried it in the ground and peed on it and put it there for a number of days, that it would be fine. Someone came up with that idea. Now, we've dealt with these before, but they weren't nearly this difficult. This seems to be a far more difficult version of these. But we are finding some old coins now every time we finish off one of these enemies, and we are also finding quite a bit of food, which is welcome. We were sort of running out. It's good for a little while not to have to constantly worry about the food. Let's cast some more light here. We need to find all of our ranged weapons. They are spread all over here. Yeah, I think I'm fairly sure it was definitely a necessity to figure out how to take advantage of almost every possible piece of meat that you could eat. Now, do need to reduce the load here. Simply carrying too much. Both of these chests are empty. This one isn't, no. Okay. You know, he's too heavy. Running out of space for all of these items. We're already doing that. We have this chest is full of food. This one is as well. This one is actually empty. Our main problem is that potentially we could put some food in this chest and give it to the wizard for carrying. Now he's a little bit overburdened, but we can potentially take some of the torches away. Try to even all of this out here as much as we can. How much more? Quite a bit. It's fairly even now. I guess we will eat some of this food. Back at this bit here, trying to figure out how to get through this door, which was the original problem we were trying to solve. Already fought at least 2 of the monsters that were in there, but let's see. If we throw something here, we don't need this scroll. How far does it go? Far enough. Thinking we could perhaps have it stick under the door, but that does not appear to be that simple. One potential way of solving this is just running through the door. We might take some damage, however. Let's try it. No, not quick enough. But we were able to throw an item through the door. There does not appear to be a pressure plate on the other side. Do wonder how it should be possible to do this. We already tried putting some items here on the floor. We weren't successful. Perhaps we just need to put a lot of items on the floor, but if you put items on the floor, they don't really go on top of the button here. Don't go in the middle where they need to go. Could be a 2-pixel gray button somewhere on the wall. It's not completely impossible. But we might have to come back to this puzzle at a later point in the game. Because bashing it does not seem to work, and can't see how we solve this. I was hoping that the door would just remain stuck up if the monsters were inside the door. Obviously we can't, we could have stayed in close combat with the monsters and fought them while they were in the door and then just ran in, but with the poisonous monsters, that is a very bad idea. So that's not something that we could realistically have done either. I don't see any other monsters in there at the moment. We will figure this out. There are potentially more ways through there. There is both this and there is also this weird shelf here. Putting something on the shelf does not seem to do anything, but the mouth might potentially take something. Question is, what exactly might actually be a keyhole, but for what key? We have an additional gold key. That does not work. A gold coin. We also have a copper coin and a silver coin. None of these work. We have this magnifying glass. That does not work. We have this wand that we found. That does not work. It's not a piece of stone. We tried that. It's not a knife or a throwing star. Already tried the bottle. I think I already tried a piece of cloth as well. I think we're stuck here right now. I'll get back to this point in the game. Sudo open the door. That might potentially work sometimes. Let's see. There is plenty to explore here still, and we have some unused keys as well. There's another shelf here as well. Potentially we could place something here. You can use this boulder to place it on the shelf. Now I think we place something on all of the shelves. Doesn't really matter. Let's see. Try placing the boulder on the floor on top of the button as well. It doesn't work. I give up for now. Yeah, that would be a typical roll move for a game like this, to have this be something that does not matter at all and you don't need to access. This might be decorative here. Seems to be. Yeah, you could also probably reach it from another direction. That seems fairly likely as well. There's so many of these shelves here. A bit weird. I'll put something in all of them in case they all need something to be in them to open something. That's eventually the case. Didn't we leave the boulder in the... Oh, we didn't. Let's leave something here. Yeah, might be. Do that anyway. There's a door we can open here, however. This is just a circle. This is the way up, right? No, this is the way up. It's a good idea to not get lost here. Pick up this rock. Leave it here instead of the piece of cloth. Take that with us. Easier to see it if you want to mark something. Okay, that leaves this door here that we haven't opened yet. It's here. We have some of our rock buddies here. Swap the weapons again. Where is the actual sword? did we do with that? Potentially it's on the other side. I think there are actually 3 of them this time around. Which should make for an extended fight. I have to wonder which of these is Fred Flintstone. I think we need a stamina potion here at this point. If you don't succeed, we'll have to retry this a little bit later. Waiting for him to level up a single priest level. The only way to do that is to actually cast these spells. And when I picked out the characters that I were already had a certain advantage in the skill I placed them in. The guy that is the current fighter, he was a fairly experienced fighter, and I figured he would quickly gain that level, and he has basically now gained an additional level. That was pretty tough. Took quite a bit out of us. It's even pretty impossible to see in which direction they're facing. Potentially we should be able to fight them from the back, but it's very hard to figure out what is front and what is back. Took another hit here. 2 down, 1 to go. We do survive this. We need to rest anyway. We were running low on stamina, on mana as well, so it's potentially fine if we rest now. Perhaps not kill ourselves before that happens. Stam is poisoned now. It's not a good idea. We'll have to abandon this mission. Apparently these stony guys can also poison us. Let's see. Double checking that he wasn't poisoned to start with, which he was not. I hadn't realized these could poison us. I do now. We had been very good at fighting them from range. They're very slow. Just gained a level. This was a good blow. Dealt some 26 damage. Save again here. We'll do this the same way we have been doing it, very patiently. This is not the time to lose patience. If anything, this is a time to be more patient. Are we allowing them to back us into a corner here? That is potentially a bad idea. At least one of them is down. That's something. Let's save. 2 remain. And there he is. Two very good blows that we dealt now. Now, if only I could figure out which direction they are facing, that would help a little bit. Save again. We've at least severely weakened them, even though they're not down yet. Main problem right now is stamina. We are running low on stamina because it's very tiring to slash like this and constantly run away. Now I would like to see one of them actually go down here. That would help a little bit. I didn't manage to land a blow. Okay, one of them remains. Let's save. We're getting dangerously low on stamina here. And when we do eventually go almost all the way down, we end up in a situation where we start losing hit points every time we move, which is pretty bad. Let's try our hand at creating the stamina potion here again. Now it's... Yeah, that creates the stamina potion. And we managed. Good job. Good effort. And again. And we gained a priest level. So we will become more successful. We pretty much used up all of our mana, but we gained quite a bit of stamina. Okay. So I would say that was a pretty successful. Let's see what is behind that door that we eventually got open. It's not this way. It's so easy to get disorientated. Where's the sling? Where did we put the sling? Here. Not a good idea to be caught without the sling in our hand. Let's replenish our supplies here. Here it is. This is where these guys were. Let's swap weapons again. This appears to be a dead end. Okay. So this is a dead end. That means we are stuck with the puzzle that we were trying to solve earlier. Yeah, it's mostly the stamina that is lacking, but the snooze costs food. So we won't do it unless we desperately need to. We are okay on stamina. It's mana that is a little low here with Nabi, because we were trying to cast these healing spells. Take this piece of cloth. Leave a rock instead. I'm not sure whether these boulders are of any help, but we can certainly try putting a boulder in every one of these. We have quite a few of them. One here. Quite a few more. Here is one. It's a little rock. Another little rock. And a big boulder. Potentially that way, if the game requires the boulder to be there, you would have to kill all of the stone monsters before continuing. Might be something fairly typical of this game. There's a boulder in these 3 at least. Wasn't one here. There isn't one here. I think we already placed a boulder there, so there's another one. We can pick it up and bring it with us. It's always fun when you get these games working so you can try them out. Stuck here again, basically. There's a wall there that we hit. That isn't. Doesn't seem to help us. Let's see. Need more light again. Wondering if I should try casting a more powerful door spell. That did not work either. Sort of running out of ideas here. No matter how much you stack here, it's never going to be exactly on top of this little button here, as we already found out. Yeah, this is floor 4. The 4th floor. In here, monsters on the other side. We'll grind through it to start with. Amiga Love, we only have like an hour to go on stream. So worst case, if I don't figure it out, I will look it up during the week break. I was hoping we could lure another monster here and make him stand in the door while we beat him down. Kind of be the best option. I can hear them on the other side, but they aren't coming here. Hitting it doesn't seem to help at all. Okay, there are more of the nasties there. We need to kill these anyway, so we might as well. Let's eat something here. What is going on there on the other side? Potentially something very bad. Swap weapons for now. See what comes through. Seems to be some sort of fly. It's probably poisonous. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Let's load up again. Now the fly we could potentially hit with the range weapon. It's tall enough. So potentially if we you wait for it to appear here again, we could hit it at least with the melee weapons or with the range weapons before you open the door. Eat something here. Drink as well. Thankfully we got some extra water, otherwise we would definitely have run out at this point. Doing pretty poorly. Trying to wait for this fly to appear here. I'd have to wait forever. Try getting these guys out first. That was a bad idea. Did I get poisoned? No, but I still took some damage. That was bad, yeah. I thought he didn't have a chance to hit me, but he did anyway. Probably be in a larger area than a 2x2 when we do this. Let's try to be in a 3x3. That sort of works as well. This is one of the tricks that we can use in the game. Isn't perhaps a perfect trick, but it's one that we can actually use. Yeah, 4x4 would be probably best than a Jeep as well. I think we could run them over with. Now get here. Come and get me, you suckers. I'm right here. Oh, they made it out at least. Don't be shy. I find very weird is how fast they can run after we hit them. Potentially this is a good way to do it. No, we've backed ourselves into a corner here. This is pretty bad. Or at least almost. Let's move out of this area here. This is potentially where we want to fight them. We escaped. Didn't get poisoned. Somehow. Sheer dumb luck, I would say. I go down. It's good. We spent a lot of energy fighting them. So let's eat them. Literally. Isn't a lot of food in these tiny slices of monster, but there is some. More worried about running out of water at this stage. Getting pretty low on water. We still have quite a bit. 2 or 3 chests filled with food, so we aren't low on food yet. That's safe. We made some progress. Let's see. Back at this door again. Now we already figured we can't throw something while the door is open. We've already tried throwing through the door without success. Placing something here doesn't seem to actually help, weirdly enough. There's a button here. Okay, this is how we do this. Probably possible to do it without taking any damage. But we took very little damage. So let's leave that for now. We'll have to make that do not carry quite so much. There's a scroll here. The spell Des EU weakens non-material beings. We already knew this, but we are being told again. Potentially because it's a useful spell. So we'll try casting it at some point. Let's pick up this arrow. Yeah, that's the arrow we threw. There's a switch here on the wall. This is one of our rocks. This is also one of our throwing stars that we threw through the door. Won't push that button just yet. There are dangerous creatures lurking here. We already know about the fly. It's not dead. And we can't get out of that door, so we are in pretty dire straits if it actually manages to hit us. Let's continue our process of placing a stone here in every crevice. This is a pretty big damn area here. Jesus Christ, it moves like the wind. Potentially we are already poisoned. Yes, we are. Moves very quickly. I want to try this spell. Let's ready it and be ready to cast it. Hello there, Amiga Bill. Welcome to the stream. Okay, this does open the door. Luckily for us, I think we managed to run away. Yeah, we did. Okay. Let's load up again. Okay, we at least know how to run away. That's potentially good. I'm hoping we can fight it through the door and simply go through the door and at least that's the current plan. We did get hit. It's not good. Let's try that again. We can do this. Just a matter of being a little bit quick about it. I didn't notice that the fly was basically standing over us when we didn't manage to close the door quick enough. Moves like the wind, this damn thing. Are those the ASMR tips, Amiga Love? If you want someone to do the ASMR reading, it will have to be Bill. We aren't poisoned, but we took a lot of damage. Thanks a lot for the bits, Amiga Love. Did we make it through the door? No, I don't think we actually did. I think we actually managed to lock the fly on the other side. Yes, we did. But we didn't manage to do it before we got poisoned. Was sort of what we were trying to do. Let's try this once more. Fairly sure we can still run away. We just need to do it very, very, very quickly. We might have made it this time around. Yeah, we did. Okay. I think no one is poisoned. No, none of us are. Let's save the damn game. Yeah, that was E.T. the game. Yeah. What we need to do here is we need to... Did he make it out? Yes, he did. We sort of need to make it through to this square without him getting through the door. Or potentially we could try harming him here. Okay, we did manage this now. Sort of wondering if we can this won't fit. Sometimes does, it seems. See if we save here and try casting a spell from the other side of the door. Can we actually kill him from the other side? It's nothing to do but to actually try it. Oh, medium power. That's ew. That seems to have worked. And again. Empowered, that's when. I don't think we can cast it again, but we... Not sure whether we're actually making it through to him or not. We might not be at all. We gained a ninja level anyway. Yeah, that is the case with so many of these film license-based games. Half of the Amiga-based film licenses are very dumb platformers or very dumb shoot-em-ups with hardly any gameplay at all. Of course, this is a very tiring way of doing this, but if we are successful in this method, then that's fine. Yes, you... Now what we're basically doing here is randomly throwing this at the door. Isn't necessarily going to help us very much. I don't know if it's actually hitting him on the other side of the door or not. It might not be. Now let's save here and make an attempt to let him out. Why isn't he coming in here? That wasn't very successful. Okay. He's been severely weakened. In any case, you noticed that he took forever to hit us. So we did manage to do some damage, obviously. It only took a single hit to bring him down. It took him forever to try to get a blow on us. So if we do this semi-sensibly here, we can take him down. Get your ass over here, fly. Definitely do not want to go in there after him. It's a bad idea. He's down. He took some damage, but I'll take it. Let's rest. What are we doing on food? Not all that great. Let's see if we can try to create a healing potion, which should be basically this. Yeah, that did something for us. See if we can cast another one. No, potentially we can't. Okay, we gained a little bit, not a lot. Sleep a little bit here. Takes a long time to recuperate these hit points, so try to use the spells as well. Have that do for now. And we don't waste any more food and water. I'm unsure when we will find some more food. It might be a while. Take some food out of the chest here. Eat some of it. Now if all else fails, I will simply go back and replay this part now that I've sort of learned how to do it. Might be the only way to make it through, and potentially that is something that I will have to do multiple times in the game. Don't think it really allows you to spend a lot of time thinking about strategy. This alone, running through the door, causes quite a bit of damage. Stocked up again on this. Let's save the game. Cast the light spell again so we see what we're doing. Fairly sure the weakening spell saved us this time around. We would not have survived this encounter without it. There's a rock here. Now. I can't hear any more enemies in any case. I think you managed to semi-crush Twitch, Amiga Bill, with a combination of emotes. Let's see, let's leave another rock there, as we have been doing. This is a fairly large room we find ourselves in here. It only has one exit. I suppose is good. Here is yet another door. And it has a button on it. And some new nasties behind it. Something particularly green and nasty behind that door. And it's not kale. It had absolutely no problem traversing through the door. How nice of it. Looks a bit ethereal. Let's see if we can use range on it. Seemingly we can. Can we? Is it going straight through this guy? Does look like it's going straight through him. It's kind of annoying that the game doesn't offer you any way of knowing whether you are actually doing some damage or not. Not entirely sure we can do him any damage by any means of conventional weapons. Might be that we can only attack him using spells. So let's prepare that. That's when. Yeah, that worked. This is the first monster that we face that is impossible to kill using any traditional melee means. And of course now we have to go through the dungeon and find all of the crap that we threw at this guy. Which there was quite a bit. We basically chased us almost out of the dungeon again, so there's quite a bit of crap all over. Are you expecting Stan to return and sell us something? Try to sell us a ship. I love that character in that game. It's very typical of any sort of salesman. If you ever bought a used car, for example, that would be exactly the type of dude that you would meet. It's pretty much spot on. We lost a throwing star here somewhere, annoyingly enough. We only have 3 of them. Here it is. Okay. How are we on food? We're doing okay on food, but not that great on water. Running out of water as well. Our game is pretty nasty with the water. It on the second floor was basically a water fountain every 2 or 3 meters. There wasn't a single one on the 3rd floor, and we haven't found any on the 4th floor yet, so I should potentially be casting these light spells as the priest. Yeah, bro, creates a magical shield potion. Okay. Write that down. That's a very useful spell. We'll leave the scroll. We don't really have to carry it with us. The spell Owen casts a cloud of poison. Okay. Also potentially very useful. I'll write that down as well. We just learned 2 potentially useful spells. One of them a protective spell, the other one a potentially useful combat spell. Let's see if we can heal up Dennis some more. Need to practice this. It's a V into a flask. That is the healing. Okay. Wasn't going to cast this as Dennis. Okay. He's pretty good now. Doesn't need more. See if we can cast the other one. At least practice it. We'll use the minimum amount of power. And then, yeah, bro. Yeah, that's a yeah potion. Okay, we already have 2 of them that we found in the dungeon before, so now we have 3 of them. That's potentially useful. We used up almost all of our magical mana power, however, doing this. Potentially we will need it. Let's save. Yeah, you're also 2 hours ahead of us, Gleeser, so it's almost 3 AM where you are. Sleep well, dude. Thanks again for the subscription and the gift subscription as well, and for coming to the stream. So, we're just about to pack in for the night anyway. The problem with these games is that there is always, you just want to see what's behind this door, and then there's another door and you want to see what's behind that one, and eventually it's 3 AM. Another fairly large room here. Can't hear anything approaching. That doesn't necessarily mean there isn't something approaching, just that we can't hear it. Another in the long-running series of shelves here. Oh, they might all be decorative. Now we also figured out many puzzles on the floor before it, so we made good progress on stream tonight. I will be completely content with that. Slot here for gold coin. Wonder if it wants more than one of them. Another of these. There's a bit of a maze here. We will have Nabi cast the light right now. Another shield here. Potentially very useful. I'd use up a torch right now. It's kind of dark. We are out of mana. Don't think there is anything down here except this shield, which is still quite useful. Keyhole here. Shortcut, it says. Still have an extra key that we took from the 3rd floor. This is potentially where going through the troubles of actually saving up these keys would help us. Let's see where this teleport takes us. Shortcut back. Where are we here? Potentially this is the end here. More of these. Less than lovely things. Now we want to prepare. Says you. Come here and cast a weakening spell. And again. Now these guys remain pretty difficult. They should be a little bit weakened now. Cornered here. Actually very bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Let's quit here and restore. Yeah, they're pretty bad. We had a nasty bout with them earlier. A spell doesn't really seem to do a lot with them. Might try the Des When spell on them instead of the Des EU. Not sure which to use. This is a rapier. Not entirely sure whether that is a better or worse weapon. Another of these stone beasts here. Exchange weapons. Didn't get hit. Probably came close. Ouch. Got poisoned. I think we will leave it here for the night. It's 1 AM. This is not nearly over yet. There's quite a bit left of this floor. Let's leave it for now. I'll return to the workbench here. Let's head over here. See. Where shall I send all of you lovely people right now? Thanks for coming, Amiga Bill, and thanks everybody for joining me and sticking with me here. Do you want to go to Amiga Live, guys? He's doing some Moonstone stuff. Sounds like if you're not already there anyway, but I think that's sounds like a plan in any case. So set him up for a raid here. If he's still alive. See. Okay, let's set that up. Have a good night. Sleep well, everybody. I'll see you potentially Friday. We're starting Monkey Island 2 on the PC version of Monkey Island 2 on Friday. Might and Magic 3 on the Amiga on Saturday. Both at 2200 GMT. Thanks for the follow and the bits and the subscription, guys. It's all very appreciated. Later.